What's going on, YouTube? Culturedog Sam Hatch back with the finale of my Laserdisc collection of box sets. And this is a collection I've been working on since probably whenever, I can't remember when our first box set I bought was, but it was definitely in the early to mid 90s, and I'm still picking them up. I just at least got a few in the past couple months. So it's a work in progress. Hopefully I'll have some update videos with some of my other choice titles that I'm still searching for. But let's pick up where we left off. You can check out, I'll put the link for the previous video below if you want to get caught up on part one. But we'll start off from the second half of the alphabet. So it'll probably be roughly N through Z. We'll see if I have a Z box set. Might have something pretty close to it at least. So we'll catch up afterwards. Let's go back to my secret inner sanctum, my layer of box sets, and check them out. Alright, starting off with the second half of the alphabet. Another nice Pioneer Special Edition. Picked this up in that same lot with the Doors box set. So, more Oliver Stone commentary. Nice version of the supercut of Natural Born Killers. It's in CAV. The side is a little torn on the edges, unfortunately, but picked it up secondhand, still in pretty good shape. It's got 3 discs, AC3 double digital, which is nice, and it's got the 9 Inch Nails video for the tune Hurt as well, which is cool. Just good look to it. Got the usual, yeah, oh no, it's just twofold inlay. A lot of thoughts about the film, and then kind of breaking down the chapters for you. But this is what's cool. I really like the jackets inside. It's got Natural Born and Killers on each disc. So I thought that was a pretty cool way. And then a distorted photo on each backside. I guess they didn't know how to do constrained proportions back in Photoshop back then. But yeah, pretty cool. And it's, as you can see, very, the rating is very shiny, and the rest is matte black. Yeah, even on the discs themselves, it just says Killers, because this is the Killers disc. So I thought that was pretty cool. Nice set. Haven't seen this in a while. No input from Quentin Tarantino, however, in this box set, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but definitely worth picking up for next to nothing. Can't have too many Oliver Stone Pioneer Special Editions. This thing's amazing. This is the Platoon set, and in reality, it's really not too huge of a Laserdisc. It's, I think in CLV for the entire running time, but it does have some behind the scenes stuff. It's got a documentary that's about an hour, but it's pretty much all in the back is where the disc is stored, and it's, I don't know, it's one side is CAV, but then the rest of this thing is an amazing version of the script that's pretty much like a Vietnam scrapbook with pictures of Oliver Stone himself when he was serving in 1968. But it's got the the race paper on there, and this thing is crazy. And then eventually you get to the script, so it's got the whole script in there. So I mean, comprehensive as all get out. Beautiful box set. Captain Dale Dye also does a commentary track on here as well. So it's about 120 pages of script, and then some more pages of other good stuff. But man, I don't know who came up with the concept for this as a special edition, but really impressive. I got this at a kind of more of like a gamer store, and they just happened to have a bunch of Laserdiscs in the back room, and the guy pulled this out for me, and yeah, it was like $15 or something like that. Nice release. This is a Columbia House classic, the deluxe letterbox CAV version of Poltergeist, and sounds a little thin, but I just watched this not that long ago, and holds up. Still looks pretty nice. Again, traditional MGM box, doesn't really want to stay inside the top part. Yeah, split up amongst 5 sides. There's a short making of on the back. This is one of the notorious making of moments because it shows Steven Spielberg doing a lot more hands-on directing as opposed to the director Tobe Hooper. There's a great, I think it's actually been archived on a Poltergeist fan page, but there was a really amazing back and forth from an internet forum where there was a gentleman who actually worked on the film detailing pretty much exactly what was going down, and actually asserted that Steven Spielberg for the most part actually did direct the film, and explained what Tobe Hooper did. And yeah, it's really fascinating if you're a fan of the film to check it out. And this does have the strange edit, of course, that everybody talks about shortly thereafter when Carol Ann goes sliding across the floor. I posited based on the script and or the book I read a long time ago that was because I remember there was a scene about Craig T. Nelson screaming about how he hated Pizza Hut. So I thought, maybe Pizza Hut told him to cut it. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's actually become internet legend, so I guess it is true now. The usual MGM informative sleeves that tell you to go buy more Laserdiscs once you're done with this one. But yeah, it's a nice set. Right. This is another one that has no writing on the sides, so hard to see what you're getting at when it's on a shelf, but it's a limited edition. This is number 3909 of the Schindler's List box. And this isn't like your usual box set. It's actually just the disc itself, because once you open the box, you just see the disc as you would buy it separately. It's one of those weird gatefolds where the discs are actually tucked away on the inside instead of the usual gatefold. But then again, Universal, I don't think they really did too much gatefold action. So they were very into just housing both discs, but usually on the outside edge. It's pretty rare for them to make a gatefold and then put them on the inside. But yeah, 4 sides, CLV. This would be a beast in CAV. But yeah, so it's got that, and then this just telling you about everything that's in it was originally kind of glued to the outside. But it has a really nice kind of oversized book. Yeah, photo book. Just a lot of scenes from the film. And then it's got a copy of the film. The book. Now a major film by Thomas Keneally. And it's got the John Williams score on a CD. Special limited collector's CD. Is this one gold like E.T. was? No, it's silver. But nice package. And it's actually got the kind of vacuum formed plastic tray, which is a step above most of the box sets I've got. And yeah, no barcode if you notice on the actual disc. But yeah, sturdy, super set for sure. Right, I showed you my other copy of this in the Criterion version. This is my secondary copy of 7, because I was so much of a fan, a huge fan of the film. I have to have more than one copy. Actually, this one I got from my friend when he gave me his Laserdisc. It does have a little bit of a tear on the edge there. Spine number 298. And it's got the art kind of as if it was taped on, like the journals of John Doe within the film. It's got an AC3 Dolby Digital track, and I picked this up. I pre-ordered it from Suncoast, at least the other copy, and it was about $125, I think, when I bought it. And man, I was excited about this thing, and I watched it many, many times, and I would refuse to answer the phone while I was watching it. Big fan of the film. So I'm not going to tear into all the discs and everything, but really nice booklet. Starting off talking about the silver retention process, which wasn't really available for all the prints in the theaters. According to this, there were 2,500 prints struck, and a few hundred had the silver retention. So it was kind of cool that the Laserdisc went above and beyond the Call of Duty and presented it with the silver retention look. And all the casting credits and production credits, much like the Brazil set, kind of hidden amidst John Doe's books. So, yeah, really gorgeous presentation there. And some more information on the back. And, yeah, it's Finchertastic. Great film. And definitely still looks nice. Apparently that may be subject to a little bit of laser rot, but I haven't seen any problems in here. Good extras too. Include a lot of work with Rob Bottin's stuff. Shooting the sloth creation, and even the gluttony guy on the table in the mortuary. And Stephen King stand. I picked this up from I think it was a Columbia House deal as well. Includes Chapter Search. Wow, thank you. This was a miniseries on ABC, if I remember correctly. So not really widescreen or anything, just presented from Republic Pictures, 6 hours, as is. You saw it on TV. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I believe Mick Garris did this version, as he did a Stephen King film. The cool thing here is it's got, the chapter index and all that stuff. But it's kind of cool. It comes with some stills. So, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Stephen King, and Rob Lowe, who now has tiny arms. But, yeah, pretty nice that they decided to throw that in. Because, for the rest of it, it's pretty much simple box set action. That was a nice touch. Pretty cool release. Gets a little heavy-handed. But then again, a lot of Stephen King stuff tends to get a little heavy-handed. But yeah, I haven't seen this in a while. I might fire that up sometime. Alright, you knew this was coming. Oh, I think I'm getting a hernia. Oh, crushing the floor with the Star Wars Trilogy Definitive Collection. It is a monster. This thing is, you see some of the glue marks on the back from the sheet that you'll see on the inside. Oh, I don't know whose idea this was to create this sucker, but it's nuts. All three Star Wars films, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and a widescreen collector's CAV edition. And raw. Not only does it come with the three films, it comes with the book George Lucas, The Creative Impulse. This is the sheet that was on the backside. This thing originally retailed for about $250, and if you had a Laserdisc fan on your Christmas shopping list, they were going to be asking you for this sucker. Even immediately, there were some people decrying that it wasn't a definitive edition because the commentary tracks were pretty sparse. In fact, it's kind of annoying watching it. There is a guide on the booklet as to where the bits of activity are, but actually apparently that's wrong, and it's misleading, and sometimes you'll go to a chapter and expecting to hear something, and it's nothing. And they're usually really quick snippets. So that's a bit disappointing. And the Laserdisc, the Lucasfilm archives must be insanely just rich with behind-the-scenes footage and test footage, etc. So they were holding back for this. There is some new stuff in there. There's a tour of the prop and model residence for the Lucasfilm archives, and a lot of stuff of IMLM making stuff, the theatrical trailers of the film, and but yeah, some cool interviews: Ben Burt, Dennis Muren, Ken Ralston, Ralph McQuarrie, Frank Oz, and of course George Lucas. So it's a nice set. It's not necessarily possibly the definitive set, but still definitely worth checking out. Each well, not disc, but each set of discs has its own shiny outer casing, which is pretty simple, and then has, instead of the poly-lined paper bags, it's got elephant condoms within these kind of custom Starfield Fox jackets. So there's a lot of that on each disc, so not a lot of frills per se, not like the Natural Born Killer set. But yeah, so it they're all pretty much set up the same way. And then it comes with this nice book that gives you the production credits, gives you a little bit of information about everybody on it, and then it gives you the chapter stops and tells you erroneously where the commentary tracks are. There was also a version early on, Empire Strikes Back, where one of the sides has a cut on, I believe, the beginning of side 3, when Leia's doing a little bit of work on the Millennium Falcon before Han shows up and talks to her. There was a couple, maybe 4 seconds missing, and that was finally fixed. My copy actually is fixed. And there's also apparently a bit of laser rot notorious for this release. I just watched these all not that long ago, and it looked pretty nice to me, so maybe I lucked out. I also don't ever see this book with the dust jacket. I always just see it like this, with the kind of rainbow TIE Fighter and the rainbow Creative Impulse writing on the side. So I'm not quite sure. My friend gave me this. This was his personal copy. I'm not quite sure how he got this, if he went and bought the book and replaced it or what have you, but I'm not asking too many questions because it's a nice book, and it's nice having it with the dust jacket. But such a killer set. I mean, it's kind of the set that you have to have if you're a Laserdisc enthusiast. And before the special editions, this was kind of the way to go. These transfers were later put out on CLV as the Faces edition because it featured faces of Lucasfilm characters, so that you wouldn't have to pay any likeness royalties to, Carrie Fisher or Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford. But it had Yoda and a Stormtrooper and Darth Vader on the front, so hence Faces. But man, it's a beast. Ooh, a little dusty on top. My fault. I'll fix that. I also have the 1997 Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition. This is also a nice set. It's got a great transfer. It's almost a shame because of the fact that it's the special edition with, Greedo getting off his shot and everything like that. But I like the faux leather finish on it, and it's got a cool tray that comes out. And thick casing. It's got a good feel to it. Again, not much extra-wise. It's just giving you the special editions quickly, much like my my James Bond set. They're just kind of unceremoniously crammed together. But it's pretty cool. There's a few extras at the end, but not that much. But I do like the cool polyline paper these have. It's got a little silver Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition writing on there. So, pretty nice. Quite a few discs. And it's even got a piece of black foam in it instead of the usual weight foam. So not as impressive as the definitive collection, but definitely not a shabby box set either. But cool stuff. Well, except for the additions that annoyed a lot of people. This I picked up used. It's definitely got some flaking on here and pretty shop worn. I picked it up used at Laser Craze in Boston. In fact, I remember the guy at the counter trying to talk me out of buying it because the special edition was just about to come out. And this is the CAV version of the theatrical cut of Terminator 2 Judgment Day with a making of Judgment Day. So this was the first special edition. And it is a limited edition. This is number 9707. This was cool because the booklet actually is almost like the exterior jacket of the regular special widescreen edition in the CLV. Then you can see the breakdown, and it has a special section for the making of release, which is 31 minutes. But it's cool. It has this letter from James Cameron. Image quality, shot composition, sound fidelity. So, again, I mentioned before that film makers were into Laserdisc. This is just a love letter to Laserdisc and how it allows filmmakers to present films in an amazing fashion on home video. So, it's cool and kind of cool seeing Jim Cameron loving the format as much as I do. This has these shiny paper poly sleeves. I think it's they're not attached, so it's just elephant condoms inside, but it's pretty cool. It's got the Terminator 2 Judgment Day logo on there and quite a few discs, but still a fun set. I couldn't get rid of it, especially because it's got the cool Late Storm Entertainment letter from Jim Cameron in there. But this thing was definitely a must-have, too. And you could find tons of them online. The T2 Special Edition. This is actually the secondary gold version. There was a silver edition, and then later there was like a reddish, coppery one, and then there was a blue one. And if you go online, everyone will tell you that each one is rare. Rarer than the next, even though they're not. But unfortunately, there's nothing on the side to tell you what film you're going to watch. I left this actually kind of glued on the back. Just gives you a rundown of the film. Again, this isn't all CAV stuff. There's a lot of supplemental material that's in CAV, but the film itself is, I think, largely in CLV. I do like this, the way the inner box actually allows you to put it inside out, or put the instead of the spine facing out, you can put the inner side facing out, and then finally read what you're about to watch on your library shelf. Somebody was just saying about how flimsy this feels, but this set does not feel flimsy. This is one of the nicest sets ever. I mean, this is a thick box, and it's a nice snug fit, and I always like this thick cardboard sub box. It's really like a Chinese kind of, a Russian doll. It just keeps one box into another. And then each disc has these cool custom jackets and then custom polylined sleeves inside too. So it's a nice release. Great special features as expected from James Cameron, who never lets you down. And then, of course, a booklet going on about what's different. And there's even this supplement information telling you about erroneous stuff that was listed. So there's a lot of care put into it. And Tomlinson Holman, who THX was named after, explains the THX Laserdisc program. How cool is that? And restoration notes, I always like when Cameron would put those in, telling you exactly what was new, so you don't have to guess what was in the theaters and what wasn't. So, nice release. I'll put that together later. This I actually lucked into finding at a secondary record store, the Toy Story box set, and it's got a little bit of schmutz on it. I should clean that off actually, but really nice release. Shiny as all get out. Super CAV box set. Oh, it's heavy. It's huge. One of my biggest boxes. But it's in Dolby Digital, which is cool, and it's got a nice sub gatefold edition, and lets you know about the commentary track and who's on it. And it's got old Pixar animations from the 80s included on there. I heard there was some naughtiness and knick-knack, maybe some bustiness that was taken out of later versions. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, gorgeous set. And then it's got its own other jacket for the supplemental disc, which I thought was pretty cool. Which is also a gatefold. And just bright and colorful, definitely keeping in tune with the Pixar style. And yeah, split up across 8 sides. Killer stuff. Then the nice art book. And it does come with a 3D lenticular artwork piece too, which is pretty cool. It's coming right at you, kinda. Something like that. I think my glue is separating a little bit. I'll have to fix that. But again, kind of like the fact that it's got the vacuform plastic there. Kick things up a notch. But that thing was definitely another box set to drool over. And we'll close things out with a rare one. Well, not really rare, but you just don't see it all the time in people's collections like you do Alien. War of the Roses. Really dark comedy from Danny DeVito. And Danny DeVito was a monster Laserdisc fan. I mean, really, really big Laserdisc fan. So anything he would get involved in, he would come out with either a special edition or something with at least some commentary track on it. So it's kind of cool that he's such a Laserdisc enthusiast. It's got a commentary track on there, personal video introduction, a lot of unreleased scenes. So it's neat that there's a film like this that normally would just have a strict CLV version and nothing else, has this nice box set. Simple booklet with the titles and a little bit of write-up about it. And how many discs? Yeah, just 2. But pretty cool. I can dig it. It's a funny flick, too. In fact, yeah, I should fire this up. I haven't seen this in a while. Well, thanks for checking out the box sets. Hopefully we'll have some more in the future. All right, so I didn't quite get to Z, but I got to W. Pretty close. Once again, it's a work in progress, so I'm hoping to have some more box sets to report back to you on some Laserdisc updates in future videos. Again, thanks for everybody for stopping by my channel, subscribing, liking, giving thumbs up, all that stuff. Just the fact that you're taking some time to check out the videos, and hopefully it impacts your day in a positive way, and you're not like, who is this jerk in his Laserdiscs? And likewise, shout outs to the Laserdisc Forever group over on Facebook. You guys all rule. And yeah, it's been cool chatting with everybody, from the newbies, the people that are just discovering the format recently or within the past couple of years, to the other old guard members like myself and beyond, even people that were collecting them in the 80s and such. So very cool that there's a thriving community still digging these discs. And again, I'll eventually get into my Blu-ray collection, my DVD collection. But I figure I'm having a lot of fun with the Laserdisc first. So we're going to go through the A through Z behind me here. Next, we'll get those fired up. Maybe mix in a few reviews. I just happened to watch a few discs recently, so we'll do a couple proper disc title spotlight episodes. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks for hanging out on the Culture Dog channel, and we'll see you very, very soon. Cheers.